I have not unmuted myself. I'm glad I looked. I have not unmuted myself. I'm glad I looked. I have not unmuted myself. I'm glad I looked. And now we have an echo. And now we have an echo. Hello, Halfd0rk. It's nice to see you again. Hello, Halfd0rk. It's nice to see you again. Hello, Halfd0rk. It's nice to see you again. Oh, and Halfd0rk number 3. So glad you could join us. Oh, and Halfd0rk number 3. So glad you could join us. Oh, and Halfd0rk number 3. So glad you could join us. All right, today we're actually working in Blender. All right, today we're actually working in Blender. All right, today we're actually working in Blender. All right, today we're actually working in Blender.
I hear you breathe that healthy breath. I know it's all of you that
Oh
I
man,
get.
sorry about that.
One bedroom
So
flat.
in the near future, I think we're going to be starting to stream on YouTube. There's a very good chance, and this is just me kind of hyperboleing. Twitch is probably gonna get the ice, simply because I am transitioning to more structured video content, and I believe that keeping it all on YouTube would actually be more beneficial. Ah! Okay.
Halfd0rk just subscribed for 16 months. Yeah.
Booyah! What's up, Kay? How are you today? Welcome in. You missed the first bit. Yeah, basically I'm thinking about making the switch to YouTube streaming. Right now is literally probably the best opportunity I have to do so. And I was waiting for more videos to come out on YouTube, based on what I'm doing now, such as, animating and doing animations. But I think as soon as next week, I'm going to start streaming on YouTube. But yeah, today we're starting with a YouTube video. I'm learning how to animate this snake here. Probably going to be redoing all of the weight painting. Didn't work out that well. Oh, cool. You got them noties on. Glad to hear it, man. Hope you're up to no good today. Well, you can be up to as much good as you want.
A few weeks ago, I've shown you a breakdown of Nohara's latest trailer featuring the Queen Kalinga and her tentacle animation sliding on the ground. In this video, we will reproduce the same effect using a snake. Together, we will rig it, animate it, and make it stick to the ground. Let's scroll in.
G3 release. Let's go, man. Is that today?
This model was taken from Sketchfab,
Or just
and
doing
I
more
totally
prep?
removed the existing rig and adapted the model for this demonstration. You will
So I already
find the
skimmed this
link
tutorial
in the
bit.
description. The
He
mesh is
basically
now
has a snake
almost
model.
perfectly straight.
Yes, he has a
Before
snake
I
model.
start rigging it, I will make sure that all the transforms are applied by
And he
pressing
adds
Ctrl A
bones and
selecting
transformations
all
to it.
transform. With our
To make it look
mesh
like
ready,
it's a snake.
we will add an armature. So I will press Shift A and add a single bone.
The most important part for me is probably
In
this
the
first
armature
half.
properties, I will make sure that I display the name of the bones, but also that the bones are shown in front of everything and I can see their axis. Then I will go to the object.
Okay. So I think we're going to be redoing this entire skeleton from scratch. We're going to make a new folder. Today is 8/25. It's Luca Code 24. Alright, bones. Time to say goodbye. Select children. Be in edit mode. Okay. Delete. This might cause problems, but this is why we make backups. Alright, we're deboned. Plan for today. Well, congratulations, Kay. Let me know if there's anything I can do to share. I mean, I'm not very active on social media right now. Going through this transition of sorts.
Shown in front of everything and I can see their axes. Then I will go to the object properties and I will display them and with a single ball. We will add an armature. So I will press Shift A and add a single
Armature. Shift there. Single bone. He's my single bone. You know I am, Kay. Happy to help.
In the armature properties, I will make sure that I display the name of the bones, but also that the bones are shown in front of everything and I can see their axes. Then I will go to the object properties and I will display them as wires, but also that the bones are shown in front of everything and I can see their axes. Then I will go to the object properties and I will display them as wires so that we can see through them.
Okay. Viewport display?
Properties and I will display them as wires so that we can see through them. With the properties front
This
of
looks better than
everything,
mine.
and I can see their axes.
That's not fair. I want cool looking bones.
Then I will go to the object properties and I will display them as wires so that we can see through them. With the armature selected, I will press the Tab key to enter edit mode. Then F2 with the bone selected to rename it root. I will select the tip of the bone.
Align root bone
S
with
to
world.
snap it.
Snap its tip to the 3D cursor and then move it along the Y-axis. Snap its tip to the 3D cursor, which it already is, but that's the XZ, which it seems like it's doing fine. Moving it along the Y.
The cursor and then pull it along the Y-axis. Then I will switch to side view. I will duplicate this bone and make it the head bone. I will roughly place it on the base of the head.
In object mode?
And then move its tip on the nose of the snake.
Can't even see what
I will
mode
press
he's in.
F2 and rename it Death.
Okay. I do already have a mesh attached. Beep, bop, 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 bop. Bop, bop, bop. That's the y-axis. I think we want to rotate this. Working in 3D space is hard. GR. Rotate. I just want to put it back on the y-axis. Or there was a way to just auto align this. It's not bad. Not bad. Okay, so we can take that bone and we'll follow his tutorial somewhere. Oh, it does appear as though there's some keyframes here. I do not want to rotate the bone. I want to rotate all the models. I should be able to just click the rest of these. Rotate. And rotate. Hey Roxy, what's up, dude? Is Dorkbot awake? Dorkbot, are you up? Hey, Dorkbot's awake. Usually he notifies me when somebody pops in. Oh well. I'm a ninja, that's why. Ah, okay. No, ninjas usually don't tell people they're ninjas. They're assassins. So, are you a ninja? Or are you just proclaiming to be a ninja so you throw off my guard? Okay. So now our root bone should be facing the correct way. Good. Great. Okay, so how did this gentleman do that? How did he do that? Also, I should be doing all these animations on the first frame, right? I mean, I could work from a different frame here. might be helpful. I feel like I should keyframe this. So I will. And so I will. This is going to be a static. I want everyone to be on this. But you can see if I click off it, it breaks it. It's not broken, it's just all of my other models aren't attached to it. So that's the problem. But that's fine. It's fine. Do Can I zero this? Let's see. I think I want to apply the scale here. Control A, all transforms. Okay. Well, we're not going to be working in the action editor for now. Just to be doing timeline. Let's see. So the root bone's fine, but the rest of my body here does not want to cooperate. It's okay, we can just reposition it this time using the commands that we know and love. X-axis. G, Z. Cool. Probably want to keep it above ground, to be honest. Save. How's the animation doing? It's going very well, thank you. The last day for it is Sunday. I should actually check when the literal, like, deadline is. This is their Discord. So it's going to be 8/27. Sunday. 11:59 p.m. PST. So that means Monday at 3 a.m. for me. That's the deadline. But at the same time, I think I can finish this today or tomorrow. Right now, I'm redoing the entire animation because I was very unhappy with it, and I think this is really good Blender practice. But yeah, just gonna keep doing what I'm doing. Okay, my root bone keeps rotating. That's because I'm not paying attention. We do not want the root bone to rotate. Easy fix, easy life. Save. You have a couple of different effects. Hopefully that's not going to be a problem.
Underscore the node. I will roughly to side view. I will duplicate this bone and make it the head bone.
Okay, make it the head bone. Shift D to duplicate. We're going to move it along the same axis. And we will make it the head bone. Of course it gets off axis. You want to know about your new journey of making assets and other app that is not Voxit? Yeah, please tell me. Tell me! You can't just come in here and be like, you want to know? Such a tease, Roxy. Just tell. I think we want to apply this, right? He's not showing any of his transforms, and that is a little bit annoying for me, but whatever.
bone. I will roughly place it on the base of the head and then
You
move
just
it still
downloaded Maya?
on the nose of the snake.
That's all? You just downloaded. But are you working in it? If you're working in it, that's awesome. Also, isn't Maya like paid? Like, don't you have to pay for it?
I will press F2 and rename it def_head. I use the prefix DEF for deformation bones. From there, I will select the head.
Def. Sure, we'll name it same thing as him. Def head. Looks like it made its own animation, but again, I can't see
Press E and Y to
his
extrude
layers.
the new bone along the Y axis. And I will make it as long as the snake. To get smoother transformation, we will convert
So there
this
it is.
bone into a subdivision.
Well, there it is. So the way he made his bone is nothing like the way I made mine. I want this particular bone.
Limit I just followed.
Limit Eye, what's up, dude? Welcome in. I'm making a snake. Well, actually, I guess a giant sea serpent, to be specific. I'm struggling. Every time I shift D here, it's actually making a new armature, so that's not what we want. So how should I take the bone and replace it in the correct armature? Is that possible? Maybe I should just make a new bone. It seems like he keeps his entire armature in the same. So I think I want to make a new bone here. But disconnect it? Too complicated, man. Maybe I should just make a new armature entirely. So maybe that's what I'll do. So we're gonna unparent everything. Clear parent. Now I'll rotate these into place. X G Z. So I'm going to completely destroy this and just remake it from scratch. Hopefully that helps. If anything, it's supposed to give me a clean slate here. So we're going to make a new armature. Let's just follow the tutorial from the start.
Transforms are applied by pressing Ctrl A and selecting all transform. With our mesh ready, we will add an armature. So I will press Shift A and add a single bone. In the armature properties,
Okay, so he added it outside of the mesh. We're going to do Shift A, mesh, armature, right? Shift A, armature. Great. Love it. Fantastic. Beautiful. You scammed a college to give you the student license? Well, that's the way to do it, Roxy. You can get it for free. Is there anything you hope to accomplish with Maya? With our bones here, we're going to be showing the names in front and the axes, and then we're going to convert them to wire, because that's what he did in the video, and I'm a good student. Then he rotated it so that we're facing the y-axis. Looks good. Then he Shift D to duplicate. Did he have the bone selected? I just want the bone, not the entire armature. Right now it looks like I have the entire
I will
armature
make sure
selected.
that I display the name of the bones, but also that the bones are shown in front, and I will display them as wires so that we can see through them. With the armature selected, I will press the Tab key to enter edit mode. Then F2 with the bone selected.
I think that's what I did wrong, is I didn't edit. I didn't go into edit mode. Okay. Shifty. That did what it was supposed to do. Let's go. It's nice. Apparently if I click mouse wheel, it just slides along the axis there. That's nice. Okay, this will be my head bone. So we'll do def_head, like how he did.
To rename it root. I will select the tip of the bone, press Shift S to snap it to the cursor, and then pull it along.
What?
F2 with the bone selected to rename it root, and then pull it along the y-axis. Then I will switch to side view. I will duplicate the pull it
We
along
scaled
the
it?
y bone, press Shift S to snap it to the cursor, and then pull it along the y-axis.
Okay, so you just made it larger. Gotcha. Okay. Shift S. Shift S?
Shift S to
Selection to cursor.
snap it to the cursor, and then pull it along the y-axis.
And that was for the root bone specifically. Shift S, selection to cursor, and then pull it. This is the part I'm getting
Shift
stuck.
S to snap it to the cursor, and then pull it
Pull it. It's like he's just moving it. Okay. Okay. Okay.
along the y-axis. Then I will switch to side view. I will duplicate this bone and make it the head bone. I will roughly place it on the base.
I will make the head bone over here also larger. Very nice.
Of the head, and then move its tip on the nose of the snake.
Were you streaming on YouTube as well? I am planning, and thank you, Roxy, for asking, to premiere these animations, and that's plural, so hopefully I'll have more animations on YouTube. And the idea here is that I'm going to probably start streaming on YouTube full time rather than Twitch. Now, there are a couple reasons for that. Main reason is that this is a natural time to transition to a different platform. And so I'm trying to weigh my options here. And you might have noticed I've tried a couple different platforms and different ways of streaming. I think YouTube is the way to go if I want to make this content. And right now, I want to make this content. So to stream on YouTube would be most beneficial, congruent with the type of things I want to make. And Twitch right now I'm not too happy with. But yeah, all of this is up in the air. It's just me thinking out loud, really.
I will press F2 and rename it def_head. I use the prefix DEF for deformation bones. From
I'll
there,
move
I
my
will select
camera.
the head of the bone, press E and Y to extrude the new bone along the Y axis. And I will make it as long as the snake. To get smoother transformation, we will convert this bone into a subdivided B bone. In the armature properties, I will
Okay. So that was the entire head he did that. Let's double check. Yes. We did the entire body. I didn't do the rotate yet.
nose of the snake. I will press
Okay. So this is going to go to the nose. Then this one, we want to do the entire body. Yeah? Also, my snake armature, or at least his snake armature. It's right in the middle. Oops. So that's what we're gonna do. Okay, so back in edit mode, we move the bone freely, and we're gonna do tip the tail. I mean, it's a pretty long snake, buddy.
F2 and rename it def_head. I use the prefix D.
Ooh, Roxy. Yeah, with your 3D ducks or dukes, can I make a suggestion? If you say yes, I'll make a suggestion. Because I do have a software that you might have seen with my OpenSea HD3Ds. Right now we have 42 in the collection. But as you know, I've also made some animalistic characters. So if you want to skip right ahead to animating, it's relatively easy with these models. It just costs, a couple bucks.
EF for deformation bones. From there, I will select the head of the bone, press E and Y to extrude the new bone along the Y axis. And I will make it as long as the snake. To get smoother transformation, we will convert this bone into a subdivided B bone. In the armature properties,
Convert
I will
to subdivided B bone. Okay, so this is just for looking.
switch the display mode from octahedral to B-bones. Then, in the 3D viewport, I will press Ctrl-Alt-S to make the bone a little thinner. It's just for visual comfort, it doesn't affect the way the bone works. From there, in the bone properties, I will go to bendy bones and I will increase
Okay, bone properties, bendy bones. Probably gonna want a couple.
the number of segments to 6. We can see our bone subdivided. But this is still a single bone. In the armature properties, I will switch back to octahedral, and then in the
Let's do 21 for good luck. $21. Octahedral.
the 3D viewport with the bone selected,
Subdivide.
I will right-click on
How did he open this?
octahedral, and then in the 3D viewport with the bone selected, I will right-click on it and subdivide it 7 times so that I get 8 bones in total. The way you display
Oh, I see. Oh, we can only subdivide 10 times. Okay. Um, Hello, wonderful people. Hi, Garnican. Hello, your wonderful self. So he's subdivided, and all the naming conventions are completely off. But I think he revisits this.
The bone, whether it's octahedral, wire, or B-bone, doesn't affect the way they work. Now I will rename all those bones, calling them dev tail, and give them a number. You can batch rename bones using Ctrl F2
Control
and
F2.
give them a number. Now I will roll wire or B-bone.
So he selects all the bones and he batch renames them. Okay. Okay. So Control F2. Selected.
Doesn't affect the way they work. Now I will rename all those bones, calling them dev tail, and give them a number. You can batch rename bones using Ctrl F2. I will rename all my bones with
Selected. Find head. Place with tail. We want bones. Rename 11 edit bones. Okay. Now this one, so number 11. We'll just rename it that. Got 011. Hope you're up to no good, Garnican.
the prefix DEF and then give them a number from 01 to 08. Then I will parent the head bone and the first tail bone to the root.
First
all
tail
those newly
bone.
created
So he
bones
had the head bone, but didn't do anything to it? Did I do something wrong already? Already? So he took the head bone,
hedral, and then in the 3D viewport with the bone selected, I will
Subdivided.
right-click on it and subdivide it 7 times so that I get 8 bones.
Okay, so I think I was supposed to
Divide.
duplicate that head bone,
B, E,
and I ended up using the head bone.
From there, I will select the head of the bone, press E and Y to extrude the new bone along the Y axis.
Oh yeah, I used the same bone. Alright, we're gonna backstep a lot. Okay, so what key binding did he just
I will
use?
make it as press E and Y to extrude the
E and Y. So he basically added a new bone right here. So E and Y. So I did the opposite. I basically used that bone as the body, which explains a lot. Okay, so that's our head bone. So now I'll select the head bone and trying to, regurgitate the information rather than just keep repeating it. We're gonna shift to B bone. He did like a Control S scale to make the bone a lot easier to see.
new bone along the Y axis. And I into a subdivided hedral.
How did he do that?
To make the
Control Alt S. Yeah, it just makes it easier for me to see it. And now we're gonna subdivide it. So right click, subdivide. We're gonna do the full 10. Great. Apply. We're gonna do Control F2 to rename all the bones. Now we have all our tails. Unfortunately, it looks like it renamed it poorly. Because 2 is over here. So let's see what he did.
works. From there to 6 structure properties, I will switch. I will total and affect the way they work.
Seems like that,
so that I
he
get
did the same.
bone in total.
Okay, go back to octahedral.
Where you display the bone, whether it's octahedral.
Why did he do B-bones?
Armature properties, I will subdivide it. But this is still a single bone. In the armature properties, I will switch back to octahedral. And then in the 3D viewport, with the bone selected, I will right click on it and subdivide it 7 times so that I get 8 bones in total. Where you display the bone, whether it's octahedral, wire, or
Hi, Halfd0rk, good
doesn't
morning.
affect the way they work. Now I will rename all those bones, calling them dev tail, and give them a number. You can batch rename bones using Ctrl F number from 01 to 0.
Okay, so now he just goes and renames them. This is 1. This one's 2. I see. So it looks like we have to go backwards, which is a little bit annoying. It's simply because you can't have the same name, it seems. Alright, should be good. Now we can do O2. Yep. This one will be O3. O4. Five. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. And 11.
Eight. Then I will parent the head bone and the first tailbone to
First tailbone. What are these arrows? Excuse me.
the root bone. All those newly parent the head bone and the first tailbone to the root to 08. Then I will parent the head bone and the first tailbone to the root bone. All
To
those
the root
newly
bone.
created bones are
Okay. That's why. So he selected the head bone and then the tailbone. And then the root bone. And then we parent. Control, keep offset.
also subdivided to the root bone. All those newly created bones are also subdivided B bones since we have subdivided an existing B bone. Subdivided B bones since we have subdivided all those newly created bones are also subdivided B bones since
That's not what mine looks like, though.
all those newly created bones are also subdivided B bones since we
Newly created. But they're not subdivided like that. I don't know if I should be worried. Because that's not what mine looks like. Should I subdivide these again? That doesn't seem like the right option.
its properties. If I now rotate the chain in pose mode, we can see we get a nice curvy shape.
Well, let's see if it works. So first of all, I'm going to save this. We'll do save as, make a new version. Go into pose mode. See if we can rotate this.
If I now rotate
Hello.
the chain
Hi,
in,
hi there.
Hi there.
Hey there. I'm a happy little penguin V.
What's up, Penguin V? Good morning. Welcome in. Oh, thank you everyone for joining me. Just so you're aware, I'm considering streaming on YouTube in the near future. Now, the main reason for that is because the content that I'm making is going to be featured on YouTube. So, there's a good chance that streaming on Twitch, I'm going to start phasing out. I'm probably also going to cancel my affiliate status. That might upset some people, but it's just something that I am considering at this time. And so you all are the first to know. But yeah, now you know. So this subdivision is really throwing me off. I don't know why my models do not have that subdivision. Because I followed his steps. So here's where when he starts the subdivision.
and subdivide it 7 times so that I get 8 bones in total. The way you display the bone, whether it's octahedral, wire, or B-bone,
Kind of sad. Yeah, no, it is kind of sad, V. I agree. But this is probably the best opportunity to do so. The only reason why Twitch doesn't make sense is because I'm going to be making primarily video content. And there isn't really a community of animators here on Twitch. And so ideally it's like people will watch these animations that I create and they'll be like, "Oh, he's currently live 2 hours a day on the same place, I found him on YouTube." And so that's where I am logically putting like, "Oh, if I stream on YouTube, that is kind of like a two birds, one stone type thing." Yeah, if anything, V, it's something I'm considering. I haven't pulled the trigger yet. October is basically when I believe I will have like a portfolio up and running. So I'm giving myself enough time to make choices like that. So yeah, right now I'm just kind of considering it.
affect the way they work. Now I will rename all those bones, calling them dev tail, and give them a number. You can batch rename bones using Ctrl F2 from 01 to 08.
We did
all
all
those
that.
newly created bones are
Parented.
also subdivided B bones.
So we said newly created bones. These are the exact same bones that we already made, but they seem to have the subdivision, which doesn't make sense to me because we already subdivided for the bones themselves.
How much a prop
I think he subdivided an extra time and I just didn't see it. Is it these bendy bones? That's why. Okay, I skipped that step. I love lamp. But yeah, I'm very excited for the future. I just wish it wasn't so difficult to transition into other things. So, here's what it is. All right, here's our segments. 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. I think I have to be in edit mode for this. Yep. So right now it's only segmenting that one. So when did he do this?
visual comfort, it doesn't affect the way the bone works. From there, in the bone properties, I will go to bendy bones and I will
Okay, so he basically did the bendy bones and then subdivided. And so what I did was I subdivided, and now I'm like, why are my bones not bendy? So all of these basically need to be revisited with the bendy bone segments. He did 6. So I'll do 6. 6, 6, 6, 6. So I just did it out of order. But at least I was able to find this. I'd rather find it than just scratch my head for another hour. Okay.
We'll increase the single, then in the 7th.
So now I should be able to animate it and get that bend.
Name dev tail. I will draw one to root bone. We have subdivided an existing B bone. They just inherited its properties. If I now rotate the chain in pose mode, we can see.
Okay. Pose mode. And then he rotated it along. And he did it so fast, it's like
its properties.
up here at the top.
Chain in pose mode, we can see
from individual origins. Okay.
Since we have subdivided an existing B bone, they just inherited its properties. If I now rotate the chain.
So he didn't go back B bones.
In pose mode, we can see we get a nice curvy shape.
So he's like, I think he's rotating from the head bone. No? I want the curves. I want it to rotate. He's not showing his layer on the right side of the screen, and that that would help me a lot, is if he showed that.
Subdivided an existing B bone. They just inherited its properties. If I now
So he's rotating it, and then he switches. He spelled rotate wrong.
In pose mode,
Global.
We can see we.
So he's grabbing the end tail, but he has the head selected. So confused. Oh, hello. So why does that one curve and the other ones don't? So they are curving. It does seem like the weight is a little bit skewed. It seems as though he's grabbing all of them, maybe? Then rotating? That's what I was looking for. Okay, so he basically selected all the bones, and now they basically are affected together based on whichever the first target was, because that's kind of the origin point. Cool. I like it. Progress. And
It's a nice curvy shape. Note that you can't use deformation B-bones for game rigs. Our rig is finished.
B-bones are exclusive to Blender. They can't be exported as skinning bones for game engines or any other software. Okay.
B-bones for game rigs. Our rig.
Well, that actually is unfortunate because I'm trying to put this in Unity, and this guy just now told me, oh yeah, you can't do this outside of Blender, by the way. Alright, well, I'm going to try and export the animation. Let's see if that works.
Let's skin our model. To keep the process quick and easy, I will select the root bone in pose mode, go to the bone properties and uncheck deform.
So with the root bone selected, he did that. I would like the root bone to be bigger, so we'll do the Control Alt S. And same with the head bone. Just makes it easier to select them. Why is the rotation weird here? Zero. Ah. I think we gotta apply it in the new position. Ding dong diddly! What's up, dude? Save.
This will prevent the mesh from being skinned to the root bone.
Okay, so he's selecting the root bone and unchecking deform. Good to know.
I will then press Ctrl Tab to get back into object mode. Select first our mesh, the snake, and then the rig, and press Ctrl P.
Cool. Control Tab, object mode. We're going to select the snake, and I think I'm going to make a backup here. We're actually going to select all of our models, and then the armature. Control P to parent, automatic weights. That broke our dragon here. He kind of flipped. So why are you doing this, sir? What would cause you to completely break yourself for no reason? Well, apparently, I think he's trying to connect to two different bones here. Which I guess makes sense. So we'll do one at a time here. Parent with automatic weights. So that actually causes these eyeballs to go off center. Okay. A little bit frustrating. A little bit frustrating. My eyeballs do not like this. Seems like left, right. And they even changed their offset too. That's a problem. So everybody has the same origin point now. I'd rather have the origin point on the geometry themselves for these. But right now, their origin point is way off. So setting the origin, we want geometry to origin, but I would rather do the opposite, origin to geometry. Great. That worked. So I'm going to do that with the other ones. But this is why we do backups, just in case. Origin to geometry. You set origin, origin to geometry. Great. Head bone. Set origin, origin to geometry. I think my body is fine. And then we also had scales. So here we'll also do origin geometry. So in his tutorial, he only has the one mesh. I have a lot more meshes. So this origin a little bit lower. I think I'll do origin to 3D cursor here. Okay, so that's all of our eyeballs. Nope, we have these eyeballs. Set origin, origin geometry. Object, set origin, origin geometry. And also eyeball center. Select origin, geometry, and the eyelids. Okay, this one is not in the right place. I also don't see it, but it's right there. Slightly low poly, that's okay. Very low poly. Forgot about that. You might want to subdivide it so it blends with the mesh a little bit better. I'll do that. Ow! What's up, Kevin?
1816 just followed.
How's it going, Kevin? I'm subdividing the surface. How many times? I don't know. That looks pretty smooth. For the record, I am a beginner. Well, I would actually say closer to intermediate user of Blender. I'm following a tutorial on making a snake bone structure so I can animate this better. The model itself I purchased. I did not make this model. So I'm trying to learn bones today. But thanks for joining us. Okay, I want to apply this transformation to all transforms. Great. Location for this one, we also want to apply the transforms. I think with all of my models, I need to apply these location transforms. And then I'm going to save another copy. But this time maybe I'll make like a note. Transforms. Wait. Why is it resetting the origin point? I want it to apply. It's resetting the origin point. Apply location. But that's resetting the origin. That's so weird. Why? It's not applying this. Apply location. Maybe I need to try the deltas? Location to delta. Okay, that seemed to work. Okay, we want to set origin, origin geometry, set origin, apply location to deltas. That does appear to do what I need it to do. So apply location to deltas. So it's fine. We want set origin, apply location. Nope. Apply location to deltas. Great. I'm getting a lot more familiar with the key bindings here, which is nice. And just like overall where things are in the menus. It's very helpful once you finally have like a understanding of menus and key bindings in a software. That's usually my first like large hurdle. Okay, this is eyeball 3. There's the eyeballs in his head. Now it's important I apply these transformations so that way when I try to, let's say, rotate it, it's going to rotate in its eyeball socket, and then if I wanted to move it for whatever reason, it's also going to adjust the movement based on that location. That's important to do. All right, we're going to save as another copy. Just having a paper trail of versions. Each one of these versions is 11 megabytes, so it's not large on space because the model itself is stored, you know, in the model. It's not stored in the Blender file. If I wanted to, I could probably export the Blender file with the model attached in it, but don't have to. Okay.
Our mesh, the snake, and then the rig, and press Ctrl P with automatic weight.
Okay, so this is the part where I want to go step by step because each of these bones is controlling a different portion of my body. So, for example, the scale, I'll probably want to attach to the tailbone. Now, he's doing this in which mode?
I can now press Ctrl Tab to get back into pose mode, rotate and weight. And then the rig,
He's in
and
object
press
mode.
Ctrl P with.
Okay, so we have our tail, we have the scales. So I'm going to do this one step at a time. And I'm going to attach it to specifically tailbone 1. I would like to select only the tailbone. See edit mode. So this is the bone I'm trying to connect to. So what I'll do is I'll try selecting scales, then this bone, scales, bone. Control P. Control P with automatic weights. Seems as though that connected it. All right. Now the tailbone itself, we're also going to be adding it directly to the entire tail. So we'll do Control P with automatic weights. Great. So this one should have different set of bones. Can I view that? These vertices. Yeah, so it has all of these vertices. Okay, it has old vertices. I actually need to delete some of these. These are from the previous mesh. I should have deleted these earlier, but that's okay. It's not difficult to do. We just want to use the new bones. So with the tail itself, I actually don't want the head bone here. But these were new bones, so I don't think it's going to be a problem. Same with these. Oh, these also have it. Man. Maybe I should remove it all. Because I know these will have it too. Well, shucks. I'm just going to delete all groups. I think that's my best bet, to be honest. So these are basically like extra information that it doesn't need. And I'm only going to be connecting them to one bone anyway. I don't need every single bone. And I'll probably do the same with the ones that we already set up too. But we can lock bones, so I could just lock the head bone here. Head bone's not even on here. Alright, great. This is going to be controlled by the head bone, which we're going to be adding more to because we have to animate the jaw. I don't think in this tutorial he animates the jaw. So that's going to be a me thing. Control Alt S. So we did E. Cool. And E. Yeah, we're going to keep this simple. Simple is good. I would like for the rotation, sir, be a little bit more refined. Doesn't seem to want to rotate on the axis. Okay. Happy with it. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, so this is going to be parented to my head bone. So back in object mode. P, parent, with automatic weights. Nope. Control P, parent. I don't know what envelope weights is. Let's see what envelope weights are. Blender. Oh my god. Envelope weights. Calculated based on bone envelopes. Okay. Nope. It seems to rotate the head. So if I take the head bone and I go back into edit mode, it seems to be fine. But transitioning to object mode, it seems to rotate it the other direction. Not quite sure why it's doing that. Why would it do that? Well, the bone itself is flipped. Back to unparenting. Wait, it's not unparenting. Go back, please, please, pretty please. Seriously? So our bone is getting adjusted. I'm not quite sure why. Why is the bone getting moved? So I only want to edit this bone, and it seems to be fine in edit mode. But in object mode, it's rotating back. And that doesn't make sense to me. Make it make sense. It's also controlling the rest of my rig, because it's in object mode. Pose mode, it's like I can maybe adjust it. Back to head. Now, does that save into object mode? Seems to. Okay, so now the bones themselves, I want to apply that transformation. So I rotated this. Let's try applying it. So pose, apply selected as rest pose. Okay. All right, let's try parenting again. Control P, parent with automatic. Seems to have worked. It's not necessarily getting my teeth, but that's okay. We can actually fix that in painting, vertex painting. That's fine. But that's progress. Looks like we're missing the eyeball and the teeth. So the teeth and then some of these talons. It's probably on the top as well. Yeah, a couple. Nice. Progress. Okay. That's weight painting. With head 2. Come on. You can do it. Come on. Come on. Yeah, let's not do it. Right now I'm basically trying to do like a linear gradient. Something like this. I'd like to get all the teeth. Then maybe I can do reverse weight. Oh no, reverse weight doesn't work. What? Should work. Huh? Why is it not reverse painting? Maybe it's subtract. Okay, it is subtract. Du-du-du-du. You know, without music, I can hear myself think. I don't know if that's a good thing. What the heck happened? What the heck happened? Huh? What did I do? As soon as I start thinking, everything breaks. Alright, well, I'll come back to that. It's fine. It's fine. Oh, Hill, I'm blaming you. It's your fault. Eternal thoughts. Somebody has to have them. Fair enough. Thanks. You're my fall girl. Okay, so right now we're vertex painting the tongue out. Now, unfortunately, this model doesn't like when I'm inside of it trying to paint. Trying. There we go. Maybe I just gotta hit it from the right angle. A little bit annoying. It's also grabbing some of these. There we go. It's very likely that every time I'm clicking, I'm actually getting portions hidden by the camera. So the closer I am, I think the more likely I'm getting the objects that I need to. But still, it's not getting this tongue. Is there an easier way to grab it? Front faces only. Maybe. Not selecting this. Alright, we'll see if it works though. Okay, we'll do... Make sure we have all our teeth. Okay, save it. So my eyelids currently have the worst scaling. Not quite sure what happened here. But these need to be applied back in object mode, maybe. So we're going to rotate them back onto the head. Down. Okay. So this should still have the animation we set for it. But I don't see it. Might have removed it on accident. Well, we're going to apply the subdivision modifier we made. Modifier cannot be applied to a mesh with shape keys. Fine. Fine. Still have the shape keys though. Rotate Y. I'm making it worse. Scale is not looking good. We didn't apply any of it, so just revert everything. Ugh, it's in my eyeballs. Get out of my eyeballs. Hmm. Eye is too big for its own good. This keyframe sucks. You know what? It's fine for now. It's fine for now, I said. So yeah. Yeah, we're gonna apply all transforms. And then we're gonna snap the origin back. Set origin. Origin to geometry. Great. Love it. Is it break time? Oh, it's beyond break time. Yeah, I'll just keep going till 12. Okay. Alright, so we're gonna parent the eyelids to our head bone. How did my entire rig move? What? Maybe it's just these. Okay. Eyelids. We want to parent you to the bone. To the bone, to the bone. So I want to select head bone 2. Is there an easier way to select head bone 2? Control, select, P with automatic. Okay. Head bone is currently moving everything. Don't need it to move everything. I think it's a pose mode problem. Okay. All these different modes can get confusing, but I'm very confident in what does what now. Okay. So our center eyeball, left, right, and eyelid. Move back into place. Do on the Z. Nope. Y. Nope. On the x-axis. Got it. Okay, left, right, and center eyeballs. We also need to parent to the head bone 2. Control P with automatic. Seems as though they moved a little bit. I have to redo some of this eyelid.
I love lamp.
Me too. Me too. Save. So if I go into pose mode, it should move everything. Okay, so some of the teeth still aren't getting moved. It is moving the jaw as well. Moving the entire tongue. Whereas this one isn't moving any teeth. This is moving our jaw. Okay. I want to paint on a specific bone. I think there's a way to select the specific bone. Select this, then the mesh. So bone, mesh. Bone, mesh. Bone, mesh. But selecting the entire armature. It's not what I want. Select. How do I paint only the one object? Iratus! How are you? Welcome in. Wrapping up soon. Happy Friday. Currently doing some vertex painting. However, I'm trying to paint the specific bones and I'm having a hard time doing so. But that's just the current problem. There were other problems before this one. The sign automatic from bones, mirror. See if Google has anything to say about it. Vertex painting bones. Blender. Happy Friday. Thanks, Iratos. Vertex painting and lighting. This is the tutorial I was working on before.
So the first thing I do is left click on the armature to select it. And then I shift click on the low poly object in this case. And it's important to do it in this order. So you collect the object second. I go into weight paint. And now this time I can shift click and select bones. And deselect bones. So if I shift click on this bone, I can weight paint, and I can shift alt click on this one to deselect it.
So I can paint based on these tails in the head. Oh, did I paint on the tail? Ooh, wow, that was a bad idea. Oh, boy. Yeah, we want to just remove all that. So we do subtract and just remove it. I was painting on the wrong bone, which actually kind of explains a lot. Which actually explains everything. So I want the tongue to be on the bottom jaw for obvious reasons. Let's try add. This is just an easier way to get a little bit more. We'll do sure. We just want to make sure we have all these teeth. This allows me to move the mesh with the bone specifically. And I have bone 2, which is can be seen right here. So the redder it is, the more it moves with the bone. And I have a very simple bone structure, so I want pretty much the entire mesh to be red. I think I also want these tendons here. The jaw muscles also to be part of this top portion. And yeah, we do want to blend it a little bit. Blending is good. Okay, looks good to me. Now we're going to switch back to the subtract brush. Make sure we don't have any of the bottom teeth, nor the tongue. We want to remove the tongue. However, this part is a little bit finicky. Seems to actually be getting more of the tongue than the last time I tried. Maybe because it's closer. We'll switch back to the add brush after I get this. If I see any deformations, usually using the subtract brush will remove those. Nice. It's most of the time. Just like a little bit here. Nice. Okay, it actually came off. Beautiful. Okay, now we'll get the ones that we just took off. Back to the add. Make sure to hit it from the right angles so we're not getting the tongue again. Okay. So in theory, if I were to switch to pose mode, which we need to have the armature selected for that. Oh no, I don't want to close. Nope, cancel, save, cancel, save, save and cancel. So with the armature selected, pose mode, head, yes, queen, slay, 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 slay. So it's got all my teeth, no tongue. It's even got the tendons on the side. We do have a couple straggler teeth here, and a straggler on the tongue. Should be able to actually paint it easier with this mode. Great. So we're actually gonna shift click the armature now. Oh, so I guess in pose mode it won't let me. Have to do it in object mode. Oh, that's not so bad. So then control click the mesh, go into weight painting. Now we're gonna paint over these. I'll go ahead and hide the bone again so I can see better. Do brush, subtract. Make sure we remove those bones and this tongue here. Nice. Beautiful. Lovely. Seems like the mesh itself is actually removed a little bit here. Doesn't really help me. Yeah, it's actually a different... It's literally removed, so I can't do anything about that. But we'll make sure we get all of the mesh on the inside. Beautiful. Lovely. Oh, that's great. I like it a lot. It's nice. Oh, it's nice. Oh, it's great. What a nice model. All right, we're probably going to blend this a little bit better. Let me switch to a different brush. I think we'll go back to subtract, put the weight down. Just remove some of these extra little guys hanging off. He's a straggler. They're right here. What are you doing? I don't even know where these are. What is this? What is that? It's 12 o'clock. It's time for my nap. Boy, that mesh is not looking good. Poor mesh. Quit meshing around, eh? Delightful. Delightful mesh. Whoever doesn't like being controlled from the inside here doesn't like that at all. I guess we'll add it back. This guy right here. Oh wait, it's at least hidden pretty well. There you go, that's pretty nice. That's okay. I think we got a missing portion or piece. Beautiful, lovely, exquisite. Okay. So now we're doing the bottom row. Bottom, the bottom. Vertex painting is actually kind of enjoyable. Actually okay with this. Wait. Save. Let's see how it looks. Oh, please. Oh, please. I like. I like. Nice. It's good. Oh, yes, that's nice, except for the whole under neck part. Blech. That should be controlled by this. Which it does. For the most part. So I can remove some of that extra. We just need the jaw. Nice. Okay. Jaw. Rar. Rar. It does seem to have gotten all the teeth. We do have a couple stragglers here. Excuse me. Object mode. Select the armature. Select the mesh. Excuse me. Then with the subtraction brush, I'm gonna make sure we get these teeth here. And then, yeah, we can just close off this entire section. Very nice. Binkovers.
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 21. Welcome everyone.
Welcome in, friends. I'm actually wrapping up here. But I can show you what I worked on today. Welcome in.
That just followed.
Thank you for the raid, Binkoverse. How was your stream? Much appreciated. Today I was working on adding a bone structure to this giant sea serpent. And today, or I guess at the end here, the finale, I was creating the jawbone. So you can see here I was doing some vertex painting. So if we exit out into object mode and we just check out our rig, which I hid because I'm a silly little goose, then we can pose it. We can see the jaw now acts independently. So I basically painted the mesh onto the bones themselves. So it's basically like, hey, these particular portions of the mesh activate with this portion of the bone. Rawr. So the next step was to kind of make some more head motion and then connect the rest of the tail, which cool thing with like this snake model, because I've been following a YouTube video, is you can bend it. Wee, look at it bend, it's a snake. Eee. So I have to also attach these eyeballs to the body itself. But yeah, that's a work in progress. And then just to show you what I've been, where this model is going to go, it's going to go here in Unity. I think I actually have to disable the camera. Oop. Let's go, Sandfam. Thanks, Binkoverse. What's happening? Game-ster Fade. Thank you for the follow. Il Creator. Welcome in. Yeah, Binkoverse. Hope you had a nice stream. Were you in the Misty Mountain? That seems to be the hot spot these days. Here's what I was working on. Oh, there we go. It was scaled in. Basically, what's going to happen is I'm going to fade in and out this like darkness. So if we disable the fog, you'll be able to see it better. But my mesh here, the snake that I'm working on, is basically the enemy or the antagonist. And so it's going to be simple animation. I'll probably have some like a lightning strike or two. But I added all these particles, which are bubbles. The eyeballs, I do want to have them blink. So that might be the rest of my day, is just accenting the eyelids. Dr. Luigi, welcome. But yeah, hope you all are having a nice day. Thanks, Sandfam, for raiding in. I'm actually ending the stream pretty soon here. We can see if anybody's currently live. Go to Twitch. Maybe we could raid my friend Lana Lux. She's doing my game deving. There's nobody else in the sandbox, I don't think. Yeah, Lana's a cool streamer. Let's do it. Have you met Lana? Well, anyway, she basically has a game called Strain, where it's a survival, kind of like post-apocalyptic game. She is currently just walking through every step of making the game. Lighting, inventory, user interface, characters, animations. She's even in Blender making models. Like, she made everything in this game from scratch. Like, that is incredibly impressive. I've done so many shortcuts to skip the hard parts. She's doing all of it. So, she deserves your attention. She's been doing this for a decade, so she's a pro. Ah, crap. Wait, no, I rated her. Alright, we're good. Yeah, Iritos, I wish I had the amount of knowledge she has, especially with Unity. So yeah, thank you everybody for coming over from Binkoverse, and thank you those of you that were here, just watching, just hanging out. One thing, keep in mind, I am considering streaming on YouTube. This is a conversation. Doesn't have to be, one-sided, but I am considering streaming on YouTube once I get these animations up and running, because that's where all the content that I make is going to be hosted, is on YouTube. Twitch is more of a live streaming, communication, community, and if my portfolio is on YouTube, I'm considering moving over to YouTube. And that's just something to consider. But thank you everybody for watching. Hope you all have a nice day. That's going to be the end of my stream.
Holla at your boy.
Get some music fade out too. Okay, bye.
Halfd0rk, thank you very much for the raid. How was your stream today? I'm sure I follow you. Welcome on in, guys. My name's Lena. I'm a game developer. Yes, I do. And building HDOD animations in Unity? What kind of animations? Did we already go over this? Welcome on in. My name is Lena. I'm a game developer. I'm working on Strain. And I'll show it to you in a second here. Okay, now we should have fixed that. We're gonna monster and blender. What kind of monster? Making animation for the boss fight contest deadline Sunday. What's that? Is that like the YouTuber who puts together compilations? Animations in Unity sounds fun. Alright. This, I'm confident is gonna work. We gotta still do the details.